The clock is ticking, and the end of an era is finally upon us. After nearly a decade of heartache, triumphs, and unforgettable moments, the time has come to say goodbye to Outlander. Season 8 is set to deliver a farewell unlike anything we've seen before, with the fate of our beloved characters hanging in the balance. But here's the real question. Can we really prepare ourselves for what's to come? Or will this final season shatter everything we thought we knew? With Jaime's death looming on the horizon and Claire's emotional journey unfolding in ways we never expected, the stakes have never been higher. The countdown to Outlander's emotional goodbye has begun. And trust me, this ride is going to be as intense as it gets. Let's dive in. The news first hit us like a ton of bricks. Outlander was coming to an end with its 8th and final season. For so long, we held on to the hope that maybe, just maybe, we'd get more of Claire and Jaime's epic love story. After all, the series had already defied expectations time and time again. But the reality of this final season is setting in, and there's no turning back now. The announcement of Season 8's release date felt like a bittersweet moment. The excitement was real, but so was the heaviness in the air. This is the last time we'll get to witness Jaime and Claire's story unfold on screen. And no matter how much we try to prepare, nothing can truly brace us for what's to come. As we dive deeper into the events of this season, there's a sense of finality that we can't ignore. From the heartfelt goodbye posts shared by the cast to the emotional teasers that have dropped, it's clear that Outlander is saying goodbye in the most emotional way possible. Katrina Bailiff and Sam Heughan, the heart and soul of the series, have already expressed how difficult it was to say goodbye to their characters. Their emotional posts about the end of filming speak volumes about the love and dedication they've poured into these roles for nearly a decade. For them, Outlander isn't just a show, it's family. And we, as fans, have been a part of that family since day one. In many ways, this season feels like a culmination of everything that's come before it. From the intense love story between Claire and Jaime to the high-stakes battles they've fought together, every moment has led to this final chapter. The emotional weight of the season can already be felt, and we haven't even seen a full episode yet. It's going to be gut-wrenching, powerful, and ultimately unforgettable. But the big question on everyone's mind, what exactly does this final season hold for our beloved characters? As we know, Outlander has never been one to shy away from major twists and emotional moments. This season, it looks like the stakes have never been higher, with everything centering around the characters we've come to love. With only 10 episodes to wrap everything up, each moment is going to count. For Jaime, the end is inevitable. The latest teaser has already given us a chilling glimpse of his fate, with the ominous prophecy that James Fraser dies in war. Just hearing those words sent a chill down our spine, didn't it? The thought of losing Jaime, of the most beloved characters in television history, is nearly impossible to stomach. The journey that we've taken with him through all his highs and lows has been nothing short of extraordinary. Now, we're heading toward an emotional farewell that will leave us all reeling. In addition to Jaime's uncertain fate, Claire is about to embark on her own emotional journey. Throughout the series, Claire has been the rock for those around her, always staying strong in the face of adversity. But what happens when the unthinkable finally comes for her? What happens when the love of her life, the man she's fought alongside for so long, is no longer there? Her grief, her struggles, her battles, they will all come to a head in this final season. And as we've seen in the teasers, the emotional journey she will face is going to be unlike anything we've seen from her before. As the final season begins, the emotional stakes are high for every character. We're not just saying goodbye to Jaime and Claire, we're saying goodbye to the entire Fraser family, to their friends, and to the world we've come to love so much. And that's what makes this season so incredibly powerful. It's a chance to reflect on everything that's come before, to relive the moments that shaped these characters, and to say our final goodbyes. It's hard to imagine Outlander without Claire and Jaime, but that's the reality we're facing. The question remains, how do we even begin to prepare for such an emotional journey? How do we say goodbye to characters who have been with us for so long? And perhaps most importantly, how do we process the deep, gut-wrenching sadness that will undoubtedly come with the end of this epic tale? The answers are still unclear, but one thing is certain, this final season is going to leave a mark on us all. Outlander has always been more than just a show. It's a journey that has spanned continents, centuries, and emotions. And now, as we approach the end, it's time to reflect on everything we've experienced alongside these characters. It's time to brace ourselves for the emotional roller coaster that is Season 8. The countdown has begun, and we're all in for one last ride. The tension is palpable, and with each new teaser, we're drawn deeper into the world of Outlander, but also closer to the moment we've all been dreading. In the chilling clip from the recent San Diego Comic-Con, Jaime Fraser, of all people, is the one who speaks the words that could unravel everything we've ever known. War is coming to the backcountry, and James Fraser dies in it. The prophecy was enough to send shivers down every Outlander fan's spine. As much as we've feared the moment, hearing Jaime himself say those words makes the inevitable feel real. The death of a central character is never easy to handle, but when it's someone as beloved as Jaime Fraser, it feels like a punch to the gut. For the first time, it hits us just how close we are to the end. This ominous statement was dropped with such gravity that it leaves us wondering, is this the end of Jaime Fraser? Fans have speculated about his fate for seasons, but hearing those words coming from Jaime himself makes the possibility more real than ever before. While Outlander has a long history of mixing fact with fiction and playing with timelines and prophecies, this one feels particularly significant. It's a moment of foreshadowing, one that hints at a major turning point for the character. But here's the thing, the death of Jaime isn't just a plot point, it's the emotional heart of this final season. For Claire, for the other Frasers, and for us as viewers, the prospect of losing Jaime sends shockwaves through the entire narrative. His death could change everything. It could alter the course of history for the characters, and more than anything, it will reshape the emotional landscape of the show. One of the core elements that has always made Outlander special is the unbreakable bond between Claire and Jaime from the moment they met. Their love story was destined to transcend time itself, whether it was their fight for survival, their shared battles with history, or simply their unshakable commitment to each other. Their relationship has been the foundation of the series. So, the prospect of Jaime's death in this final season brings an overwhelming sense of loss, not just for Claire, but for all of us who have followed their journey. The trailers hint that we will indeed witness Jaime's final moments, but we can't ignore the possibility that the show might throw us off the scent with some clever misdirection. Outlander has built a reputation for pulling the rug out from under us when we least expect it. Could this be one of those times? Could this prophecy be more of a tease, leading us into false expectations only for the show to surprise us with something else? Maybe Jaime won't die just yet, or maybe he will, but in a way that we never saw coming. Either way, the emotional stakes for Jaime's character are through the roof. Even if we try to brace ourselves for it, the fact remains that saying goodbye to Jaime will leave us reeling. Outlander has always been about the twists and turns, the unexpected moments, and the powerful character arcs. But this final farewell to one of television's most iconic characters will be a whole new kind of devastating. But it's not just death that will shake us to the core, it's the aftermath. Claire's reaction to losing him will be one of the most difficult and heart-wrenching aspects of the final season. Claire has always been the backbone of the Fraser family, but her world is going to come crashing down in ways we can't yet imagine. It's impossible to fathom the depth of her grief, especially given their shared history. How will she cope with the loss of the man she's loved for so long? A man who has been by her side through so much. And how will the rest of the Frasers, Brianna, Roger, and the others handle the rippling effects of Jaime's death? What makes this even more emotional is the idea that this isn't just the end of Jaime's, the culmination of a journey that has spanned centuries. The themes of love, sacrifice, and the passage of time have been the beating heart of Outlander. And with Jaime's death, we're going to see all of those themes come to their most painful conclusion. But we also have to ask, how will the show handle Claire's future without Jaime? Will she be able to survive without him, or will the loss break her beyond repair? The cast has spoken about how Season 8 is going to be heartbreaking and eternal, and they weren't kidding. Every episode is going to carry an emotional weight like never before. As we get closer to the season's release, it becomes harder to escape the fact that Outlander is preparing to break our hearts in the most profound way possible. It's going to be difficult to watch, but it's going to be impossible to look away. As we approach the death of Jaime, it's crucial to remember that this season won't just be about his passing, it will be about the journey leading to it. The tension, the emotions, and the final moments of this epic love story will all be part of the bigger picture. We're not just saying goodbye to a character, we're saying goodbye to a legacy. And with that, the final season of Outlander will be more than just a conclusion, it will be an emotional experience that we will carry with us for years to come. The death of Jaime will undoubtedly be the most devastating blow to Claire. But her journey through grief, healing, and eventual closure is just as crucial to the emotional heart of Outlander's final season. As the series draws to a close, we will witness Claire's evolution from a strong, resourceful healer and loving wife to a woman who must now face the profound loss of the one person who has been her anchor in this tumultuous world. From the very first season, Claire has been defined by her resilience. Whether it was finding her way in the 18th century, after being pulled from the 1940s, or navigating the complex dynamics of the Fraser family, she's always managed to stay strong, to keep going, and to fight. But this final season is going to push Claire to her limits in ways we've never seen before. When the man she's loved, fought beside, and built a life with is gone, how will she survive? This is where the emotional depth of Claire's character will come into play. Claire is no stranger to loss. She's had her fair share of heartbreak losing Frank, the shock of being torn away from her own time, the loss of their first child, Faith, and even the ups and downs of her relationship with Jaime at various points. But none of those challenges prepared her for the emotional devastation of losing Jaime, the man who has been with her through it all. Throughout the show, we've seen Claire's strength shine. She's never been afraid to speak her mind or stand up for what she believes in, even in the face of danger. But now, in Season 8, she will have to come to terms with the fact that some battles can't be fought with strength alone. The emotional battle she faced will be entirely different. It will be about finding a way to live without Jaime learning to walk forward while carrying the weight of his memory. The grief Claire experiences will likely mirror the grief felt by all Outlander fans. We've all been invested in her and Jaime's relationship since the very beginning, and to watch Claire face the loss of her soulmate will be an agonizing experience. What makes this even more painful is the fact that Claire, by nature, is a healer. She's spent her life mending the broken, but who will mend her when her heart is shattered? This is a question that will be central to Claire's emotional arc. In the final season, the emotional journey won't be an easy one for Claire. She will likely go through the stages of grief, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance, but it's important to remember that Claire is no stranger to holding on to hope, even in the darkest of times. We've seen her do this with Jaime before, when they've faced seemingly insurmountable challenges. But this time, her hope will be tested like never before. Can Claire heal without him? Will she be able to find a new purpose? Or will her grief consume her completely? It's also likely that Claire's struggle with grief will be a very personal one. In the books, Claire often reflects on her inner thoughts and feelings in a way that reveals her vulnerability. And we'll see that reflected on screen in a way that makes us feel her pain more intimately than ever. We will likely witness moments where Claire is completely alone, grappling with her emotions, and those quiet moments will speak volumes. Moreover, her interactions with the rest of the Fraser family will add another layer to her journey, while Brianna and Roger, and even Fergus, are there to offer support. None of them will truly understand the depth of Claire's sorrow. They haven't lived through what she and Jaime have gone through together. While they'll undoubtedly try to comfort her, their attempts will likely fall short, leaving Claire with a sense of isolation. She will need to find the strength to move forward, not just for herself, but for the family she's built and the legacy she and Jaime created together. In addition to her grief, Claire's emotional journey will also involve seeking closure, and perhaps redemption in some way. There may be unresolved issues from her past, especially with their first daughter, Faith, that she'll have to confront in the wake of Jaime's death. As we saw in the previous season, Claire was already beginning to question the circumstances surrounding Faith's death, and Season 8 will likely bring those questions to the forefront. We've already been teased that the mystery surrounding Faith's fate will play a significant role in the final season, and Claire will undoubtedly need to confront her painful memories in order to find peace. Whether that means uncovering long-hidden truths or simply coming to terms with her past losses, this journey will be just as important for Claire as her ability to process the death of Jaime. In some ways, this quest for closure will allow Claire to heal because even though she won't be able to erase the pain, the act of understanding her past will give her the emotional freedom to step forward into the future. And perhaps, just as we've seen with Jaime's death, Claire's path to healing will be filled with heartbreak and revelation. She'll have to face truths she's avoided for years, and that will be just as emotionally wrenching as losing her husband. But as hard as it is to imagine, there is hope for Claire on the horizon. After all, Outlander has always been about survival, about finding light in the darkest of times. Even after all the pain and heartache, Claire will ultimately have to find a way to move on, to honor the love she had with Jaime, and to live her life in a way that honors his memory. It's a journey of both self-discovery and rediscovery, as Claire must learn to live without the one person who made everything feel possible. The final season of Outlander will not just be about the end of a love story, it will be about the transformation of a woman who has always fought to survive, no matter the odds. And by the end, When the dust settles, Claire will emerge as a changed woman, shaped by her grief but also by the resilience that has defined her throughout this series. This season will be a true testament to Claire's strength and the enduring legacy of her love with Jaime, while Jaime and Claire's emotional journey will undoubtedly take center stage. It's impossible to ignore the powerful stories of their children, Brianna and Roger, who are also grappling with their own challenges in the final season of Outlander. As the legacy of the Fraser family continues, Brianna and Roger's paths will intersect with their parents' grief and struggles, making their journey just as crucial in the emotional landscape of this season. Brianna and Roger have always been the next generation of Frasers, and as such, they've had their own share of trials and triumphs throughout the series. They've faced their fair share of obstacles. Brianna's struggle with her identity as a time traveler, her complicated relationship with Roger, and the complexities of raising a family in the 18th century, yet they've always managed to find their way through the darkness. But with the death of Jaime now looming, their personal battles will take on a new level of urgency, as we saw in Season 7. Brianna and Roger's relationship was tested when they faced the tragic events with Rob Cameron. Brianna's strength, in the face of such turmoil, was truly inspiring, and Roger's own emotional growth was evident as he stood by her side. But as Season 8 approaches, it's clear that the challenges they face will be far more intense than anything they've encountered before. Brianna, now a mother, is not just fighting for her own survival, but for the future of her children and the family she holds dear. In Season 8, Brianna's emotional arc will likely be shaped by the loss of her beloved grandfather Jaime. Man who welcomed her into his family, who treated her as his own daughter, will soon be gone, and Brianna will be forced to process the grief that comes with that loss. While she may not have the same romantic bond with Jaime as her mother, the love and respect she has for him will be tested in ways she's never experienced. Her bond with her mother, Claire, will also play a significant role in this season. While Claire's grief over Jaime's death will be all-consuming, Brianna will be forced to step up as a pillar of strength for her mother in ways she never has before. The dynamic between Claire and Brianna has always been a beautiful one, though sometimes fraught with tension. In the face of loss, their bond will be a source of comfort and healing. But Brianna, as a daughter who has always feared losing her parents, will find herself needing comfort as much as she provides it. Roger, too, will be affected by the death of Jaime, though perhaps in a different way. While Brianna is facing the loss of a grandfather, Roger is more connected to Jaime as a father figure. The relationship between Jaime and Roger has always been a bit complicated, with Roger initially struggling to find his place in the Fraser family. However, over time, Jaime came to view Roger as a son, and Roger's own growth as a man was deeply influenced by Jaime's wisdom and guidance. Roger's emotional journey in Season 8 will likely revolve around coming to terms with the fact that his father figure will be gone, and he'll need to figure out how to continue in Jaime's absence. What will this loss mean for Roger as a father and husband? His sense of identity and purpose will be tested in ways he hasn't yet experienced, and he will be forced to face the responsibility of carrying the Fraser name forward, while dealing with the profound grief that comes with losing someone so important to him. One of the most intriguing aspects of Brianna and Roger's storylines in Season 8 is how they will balance the challenges of the 18th century with the lingering connections to the 20th century. Brianna, having grown up in the modern world, has always struggled to reconcile her life in the past with the life she left behind. As we saw in previous seasons, her attachment to the future, to the world of technology and progress, often put her at odds with the world she was now a part of. But with Jaime's death on the horizon, Brianna may find herself questioning everything she thought she knew about her place in the world. Will Brianna be able to accept her role in the past? Or will she long for a return to the future? She's been so connected to, we've seen her contemplate this before, but this season will force her to confront it head-on. She will have to decide whether she's willing to stay in the past and live out her life alongside Roger and her children, or whether the pull of the future will become too great to resist. For Brianna, this internal conflict will be one of the most defining aspects of her emotional arc in Season 8. Similarly, Roger will face his own set of challenges as he navigates life in a world where time travel is a constant force. The choices he makes will not only affect his own family, but the future of the entire Fraser clan. Will Roger be able to step up as a leader, taking on the responsibility of protecting Brianna and their children after Jaime's death? How will he cope with the loss of Jaime while also dealing with his own personal demons? Roger's path will be filled with emotional highs and lows, and like Brianna, he will have to find his own way through the grief and turmoil that are bound to come as the final season unfolds. It's clear that Brianna and Roger's storylines will not be mere side plots. they will be an integral part of the overarching narrative. Their growth as characters, their relationship, and their evolving roles in the Fraser family will all play crucial roles in the final moments of Outlander. The loss of Jaime will mark a major turning point in their lives, and how they handle that loss will shape the legacy of the Fraser family for generations to come. As they face the looming death of Jaime and the emotional turmoil that follows. Brianna and Roger will not just be fighting for their survival in the 18th century, they will be fighting to carry on the legacy of the Fraser family, honoring the memory of the man who helped shape them into who they are today.